Greetings. I'm Paul Kotke. Reverend Andy Dunning asked if I would say a few words for Marilyn. I'm honored to do so. Marilyn's had a long involvement with the church. I think she first became involved in about 1947 when she was taking classes at the University of Denver. And the church had a strong college group, a Wesley Foundation. Um, and so she began attending. The Wesley Foundation was led by another pastor, Dr. Harvey H. Potthoff, the pastor of Christ Church. That's where she first met him, and then I think she's also met John, and they began their relationship that lasted all these years. They were strong supporters of Dr. Potthoff. Years later, when the Iliff School of Theology was establishing an endowed chair for Dr. Potthoff, Marilyn and John were one of the first that stepped forward and worked to ensure that it was going to be successful. I remember number of years later, a Iliff student, the president of the student council, I gave John and Marilyn an old chair, rickety old chair, saying, here's a much cheaper chair than the one you bought. That would fit perfectly into John's humor. John had this wry sense of humor. He, in one of the men's groups, talked about how, as a paratrooper in the Korean War, he had a habit of jumping out of perfectly good airplanes, and that he believed that the planes probably aged better than he was aging. Marilyn was always by John's side. She would help redirect him, help get him focused on the projects at hand. They were a very successful business couple. They business property owners, managers of properties. I'm sure Marilyn was the manager. She was another people person. John was kind of the creative idea guy. Years later, Barbara, their daughter, one of their many children, got involved with the business and helped Marilyn, particularly when John wasn't able to carry the load anymore. She was able to be side by side with her mother. And I know Marilyn really appreciated Barbara's involvement. Strong supporters of University Park, financially, their presence every Sunday. They wise wisdom. I could always trust when they had some kind of an opinion they wanted to share, that they had really given it thought, and it wasn't just an emotional reaction. Marilyn taught an education class for special needs children, young children, so that they would know that they were loved by God. She did that for 20 years, 20 plus years. These young children became young adults, and Darlene and Barry Bandy, that's how they got involved with the church, and they always saw Marilyn as a surrogate mother. I would close by just saying that this church has experienced a lot of loss in recent times, deaths and other losses. And I remember one year we had 24 deaths, basically 2 a month, and some of them very significant. And I remember saying to God that there's no way, God, that we can get past this. I also remember when I first started at the church, people were terrified that the church was going to close, that it had lost its future. I think one of the reasons Marilyn was so committed to this church is she honored its wisdom. It had a unique outreach, a unique witness to the gospel, and it had a perseverance. It was there for the long haul, and I could just hear her saying, "Well done, University Park. Your future is bright. Your vitality is in front of you. Go forth and flourish." So, God bless you, Marilyn. And God bless you, John.